Hey guys, welcome back. Wishing you all a very happy new year. Today I have with me my beloved old road bike, which I have had since about 9 years, and this used to be my daily rider back in the day. I have restored it, replaced some parts, now it's ready to ride again. Today I'd like to compare this road bike of mine with an e-bike. Of course, it is fairly obvious that e-bike is a much easier bike to ride on your daily commute, but still I want to find out by how much, how difficult or how easy it is. So, talking about the specs of this road bike, I bought this 9 years ago in Bombay, and I don't remember how much exactly I paid, but this is the most basic and the cheapest one I could find. This has a stainless steel frame, 19-inch frame, and has a proper road bike geometry. Came with drop bars originally, but then I replaced them with proper riser bars because I find this more comfortable. It is a lightweight bike, has 700 into 23C thin tires, which are really great on the road. This bicycle weighs about 11.5 kilos. I know by road bike standards this is heavy, but compared to my Hero Lectro E, which is close to 20 kilos with all the accessories that I've installed, I think the difference is pretty huge. So let's see how it is to ride and how does it compare with the e-bike. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing. I have many other e-bike related videos on my channel. You can check them out. The link is in the description and also on the eye above. Watch this video till the end and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. So I'm recording all this data on Strava. You will see that I've also included an elevation chart. This is a short ride, I think about 3 kilometers approximately, and you can see I start with a steep decline. In fact, it is not so steep, it is pretty much straight, but then it is more towards the decline, and then I start climbing up. So the first thing instantly that I noticed is, because I've been riding the Hero Lectro E for quite some time, this feels extremely light and feels like this has no tire resistance at all. As you can see from this video, I am going into this decline. All I have to do is just coast along. I don't really have to pedal. It just goes as long as there is decline. So this is a very nice feeling, and this whole lightness makes this bicycle move really fast. Because of this slight decline, I am not really using much of my energy. Also, this road bike comes with Shimano group set 7 at the back and 2 at the front, which gives me really good versatility when it comes to acquiring more speeds. If you've been researching about buying a cycle, you might have noticed that there are good hybrid and road bikes that are almost as expensive as an entry-level e-bike. So this could raise some confusions whether to go for a good road bike / hybrid bike or an e-bike. So maybe by the end of this video, with the stats that I present, will help you make a better choice. I've kept this ride pretty short, of about 3.1 kilometers, because I wanted to conserve my energy so that I can ride both of these bikes back to back and experience the difference. At this point, I am starting to feel a little sweaty and a little strain on my legs, and I'm starting to put more power because the incline has almost started, and then I've also shifted to lower gears, and this is where I start to appreciate the capabilities of an e-bike. Now, even though this bike is lightweight, has good gear ratios and all of that, still I'm not able to ride as fast as I would on an e-bike, because I am not a trained cyclist. If one were to be a trained cyclist, they would do this really easily. I'm not saying it is too hard, but then it is easier on an e-bike. If there would be any longer stretches of these type of inclines, or even a steeper incline, definitely I would get tired eventually. So here we come to the end of this ride. I'm going to display the full stats towards the end of the video. Now let's quickly jump into the e-bike. I'm going to do the same route again. As soon as I started riding the e-bike, my immediate feeling is that I have grown 10 times stronger. Every little push that I do on the pedal, it feels like my energy is amplified and the bike moves much quicker with lesser energy. As I approach the same decline as before, I start to feel the weight of the bike, and also the resistance from the hub motor is quite a lot compared to that road bike. That road bike literally just coasts off, and it reaches much higher speed without even me having to pedal or do anything. But this one, notice how I have to constantly keep on pedaling on the high gear. Of course, I'm on the seventh gear now. I have to constantly keep on giving it little push because it dies down really fast. This is where I think the road bike really shines. And also, this is a very good representation of how weight can be a restricting factor when it comes to speed and performance, and also range of the battery in many cases. So lighter the e-bike, better it is. As I approach this incline, notice how my speed has not dropped. In fact, I'm totally relying on the motor. I am just pedaling to activate the cadence sensor. The bike is just going on its own and the motor is taken over completely. If I want more speed, I'll just go to a higher gear and then push it ahead. But then it's doing its job pretty well, and this is a really bonus point for me because I use this as my daily commuter to work. I don't want to be tired when I go to work or sweaty. This is really a great win for me. And also on my way back, if I feel like working out, I can switch off the motor and pedal. It's also good to note that because of a heavy weight of this bike and also the resistance that the motor puts in, it is not very easy to pedal without the motor. It is going to be much of a workout than compared to a road bike. Definitely it is not going to be close to the road bike that I rode previously, without the motor, that is. Now let's look at the final results, and let's see how the road bike compares with the e-bike. As you can see from this speed chart, the road bike really took off well because of the decline. I could coast and I could go really fast on the decline because of lesser resistance. But then as the elevation started to rise, the speed also started to decline, as opposed to the stats of an e-bike, which remains consistent throughout the terrains. Of course, this is a very short ride, and even with this short ride, the difference is about 2 minutes, and average speed of the road bike overall is lesser than that of the e-bike. Say your commute is longer than this, you're going to get tired as you move forward. Of course, it depends on your stamina as well, but I'm talking with respect to everyday commute. So in conclusion, if your commute is going to be really short, less than 5 kilometers, and if you practice on a road bike or a hybrid bike really well, I don't think you need an e-bike. You can get away with a really good road bike. In my case, mine is a really cheap one, but there are really great road bikes with lighter and much efficient drivetrains and components. On the other hand, if your commute is anything longer than that, you are left with one choice, that is get an e-bike. This is just a fun test that I did because I was curious to find out the differences for myself. I hope you had fun watching this, and I will see you in the next one.